You're listening to Body Confident Friday, the place to be for tools, strategies, and perspectives to help you feel more comfortable and confident in your body. I'm Judy Craddock, the Body Confidence Coach, author of the Little Book of Body Confidence, and creator of the Body Confidence Journey, the coaching program for women who want to stop chasing the perfect body and embrace the one that they are in. Welcome to the show. Today I want to talk about how to move through body grief. Now, this is the final episode of Body Confident Friday in the Body Grief series. So let me just summarize what's come before this episode. So in episode 187, I explained what body grief means. And then in episode 188, I explored the 5 stages of body grief in detail and gave you some hints and tips on how to navigate those stages. So if you haven't already listened to those 2 episodes, I suggest you go back and check them out before you listen to this episode. So back to today's episode and how to move through body grief. The first thing I really want you to understand is that if you want to move away from body hate, you have to move through body grief. And clients often expect to arrive at body acceptance without feeling any discomfort along the way. And if they expect that, they're going to be disappointed because this just isn't possible. And the reason why it's not possible is there is no ultimate destination called body acceptance. Body acceptance is a daily practice, which means you have to keep practicing it. You are not going to arrive at a magical place where you never feel any discomfort about your body again. That is just not realistic. And you must move through body grief when you are practicing body acceptance. So you might be thinking, yeah, Judy, I know, but that all sounds all well and good, but what does this really look like in reality? So I'm going to give you an example. So say that you are fed up hating your body, you have tried every diet or other means to fix what you don't like about your body, but you still don't feel any better about yourself, even if you feel like you've been quote unquote successful at dieting, for example. And so you decide you want to stop chasing this perfect body standard. You want to accept the body that you're in and just get on with living your life. You don't want to be constantly stressing about how your body looks and what other people think about it. Now, this is a fairly typical situation that my clients find themselves in. So it sounds good, yeah? But a natural side effect of giving up on the fantasy of this perfect body is body grief, that sense of sorrow at the loss of the body you dreamed of and the life you thought you'd have because of that perfect body. And because body grief is easily triggered by diet culture, beauty culture, and even to a certain extent fitness culture, as you practice body acceptance and you move through body grief, you might experience some of the following. So see if any of these sound familiar to you. So you might experience that feeling that you've lost control over your body. You may fear what other people will think of your body now. You may be missing the validation that maybe you used to get because you had a smaller or a younger body. You may feel discomfort at seeing yourself in pictures, mirrors, or other reflective surfaces. Or you may feel yourself needing to justify your body to other people. And because these experiences are distressing, you may be tempted to go back to diets or other ways to change your body just to get rid of that discomfort. Does any of this sound familiar? I see this with my clients all the time. And really the main reason that they struggle to move through body grief is that they mistake body acceptance for meaning that they will like their looks. The reality is that acceptance is acknowledging your reality, even if it doesn't feel nice. So practicing acceptance requires you to move through body grief, to fully experience the discomfort without denying it or trying to fix it. Think of it this way. If there was someone suffering a bereavement, You wouldn't try to deny their experience of grief or fix that grief, because you can't fix it. There's nothing you can do to fix the grief. And it's really the same with body grief. You have to allow the pain in so that you can find some relief. And sitting with the discomfort just allows that distress and shame in. And despite what you might fear, these feelings don't last forever. They will dissipate only when you allow them in and stop trying to fix them. So, how can you sit with your distress and move through body grief rather than trying to fix or deny it? So I've got a 3-step process for you to try. And with this, you can use a journal to work through these steps, or you can talk it through with a friend or someone that you trust. So the first step is just really to notice the grief when it comes up. What grief are you experiencing with your body right now? So maybe think about what's triggered it. So for example, perhaps your friends were talking about a new diet that they went on and how much weight they've lost. And suddenly this has triggered thoughts of that you've lost control of your body, or you're starting to worry what other people will think about your body. So that's the first part, is just to notice that grief. The second part, or the second step, is to ask yourself, what is the worst part about this grief? Now, this can be different for everyone, and I'm just going to give you some examples which may or may not resonate with you, but just really ask yourself this question and see what comes up. So, for example, is it kind of a flood of negative thoughts about your body? Or maybe your mind is flooded with images that you find disturbing. It could be an uncomfortable physical sensation in your body, like a sick feeling in your tummy or a tightness in your chest. It could be a sense of disconnection from yourself, like you're not connected to your body. Or maybe it's just some feelings of really, really deep shame. So what is the worst thing about it for you right now? So get really clear about what is happening for you. And then in part 3, ask yourself, what do I most need right now? What is going to help you to express and sit with this grief? So maybe you need to have a good cry. Maybe you need to get a hug from a loved one or cuddle a pet. Maybe you need to talk it through with a friend or family member. Or for some people, they just really need to ground themselves in nature to help them to allow their feelings in. And remember, it's really likely that this is not going to feel comfortable to sit with your feelings, and that is okay. The goal with this process is to be okay with not being okay. And even though this process probably won't feel comfortable at the time, once you've allowed those feelings in, you may notice a sense of a relief from just being able to acknowledge and express your distress. Denying difficult feelings about your body only pushes you back towards body hate. So it's vital that you can find ways to move through your body grief as you continue to practice body acceptance. Now, I'd love to hear how you found this process, so please leave me a comment below wherever you are listening. That's all I've got for this episode of Body Confident Friday. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope to catch you next time.